guys, I'm gonna flip through such a sweet book today. It's based on the Alien movies. It's called Alien Next Door. In space, no one can hear you clean. And it's a pretty long book. I'll show you. It doesn't actually look that long, but there's a ton of pages. So it's going to take a while, so for those of you who've requested longer videos, this might be a nice one because I'm just going to be tapping and tracing. There's no textures or anything in the book, and there's actually no text. It's a picture book, but I'm going to talk about each page in turn and do a little bit of, tracing the outlines of things. But it's really, really sweet. I mean, obviously it's one of these ones that I do quite a lot that are aimed at children, but also for the adults who grew up on the genre, like all of these types of films. So, Alien Next Door. In space, no one can hear you clean. And there's the xenomorph. He's like a kind of shiny texture on the front, and he's feeding Jonesy the cat some crunchies or kibbles, I guess. And if we just flip and look at the back, it says, "See a new caring side to the legendary science fiction monster as he tends to Jonesy the cat, endeavours to keep his house cleaner than the Nostromo, and searches for his place on a cold, new alien world, Earth. From facehuggers to feather dusters, discover how the perfect killing machine relaxes after a day of scaring space marines." And it looks like this book retails for about a tenner or £10 in the UK, but I actually got this for free, not like a collaboration or anything, but just because the previous video that I did a little while ago of Labyrinth was really damaged when it was advertised as like new, so I emailed the seller and I told them it was super beat up, and they asked me to just pick another book of similar value, and this was the perfect opportunity to pick out this Alien Next Door. So I got a little sneaky bargain. So let's open it up. So on this first page you can see it's like a photo booth, and there's Ripley and the xenomorph. He's eating an ice cream in this and for some reason this picture where he's wearing a top hat and has a cane and a bow tie. I don't know if you've ever seen the film what's it called? Is it Spaceballs? It's like a parody of Star Wars, and there's a xenomorph and he's like tap dancing across a bar and he's singing the song, and it's like, "Hello my darling." You probably have no idea what I'm talking about, but yeah, that's what it reminds me of. So, okay, and we've just got a little introduction page, and then onto the main part. There's a little introduction, but I'm just going to skip with that because I feel like it's such a long book. There's so many pictures that we don't really have time for the introduction. My washing machine is singing at me right now, so by the time I finish this book I'm going to have some super creased laundry. So first up we have the xenomorph, and he's preparing for Easter, so he's painting some eggs, like the actual alien eggs, and he's wearing some rabbit ears and a super nice apron. Then he's having some cereal, some Prometheus, free derelict spaceship toy inside, a good source of vitamin D and A. And it's his little mouth that is eating from the spoon. Oh, there's an ice cream van. You hear that? Do you hear the ice cream van? It's like March. Okay, so here he is playing on an arcade machine. Game over, man. And so in first place is Newt, in second place is Ripley, and then Xenomorph came third. So he's not great at computer games, I suppose. And here he is. I say he, but it probably is a queen if there's eggs. So I'll try and remember what pronoun to use, but I might mess it up. Here she's building a model spacecraft. Okay, what do we have here? So it's cleaning the dishes, and it's spitting on the dish, which creates a hole. I thought it was the blood that was acidic. I didn't think it was the saliva. I'll have to go back and check. Maybe it's both. I thought it was just the blood though, but I guess I must be wrong. And here it's sitting in the dentist's chair. I don't know which would be scarier, being the dentist and seeing that your patient is a xenomorph, this guy, or being the xenomorph sitting in the dentist's chair. I genuinely don't know which I would be more afraid of, because as with a lot of people, I have a definite phobia of the dentist. I mean, who would want to go somewhere where you're going to get all that done? Okay, so it's party time. It's Xenomorph's birthday, and Ripley has a flamethrower and is lighting the candles, which is super, super sweet. And what have we got here? He's going on an adventure. Now leaving level 426. Come back soon. Looks like he's hitchhiking. And you see the suitcase here and the egg. I don't know how he's going to carry all of this, but so it's putting up a motivational poster inside the spaceship that says hang in there, and it's got a cat, maybe Jonesy, maybe just a generic ginger cat, hanging on a branch. It's super cute. And here it's taken up hairdressing. I'm not exactly sure why, but I guess that's what it does for a living. Okay, so next up, what's happening? So he's just come out of the toilet, and obviously he did not go in the human toilet, it went in the xenomorph toilet. So I imagine it's nice and clean and nice and empty because I figure it's the only xenomorph in town. Oh no, not the nightmare. Okay, so here he's looking in the fridge, and it's full of bishop milk, which sounds a little bit more dodgy than it actually is, because obviously it's the android's blood, I suppose. And Jonesy really wants some milk. What do we have? Okay, so it's playing a game of basketball with Ripley. This is like when she was, I believe when she was the clone, and she was playing basketball in the facility. But he's got a little bit of an advantage because actually taller than the entire, what's it called, podium? I don't know. But the net essentially is taller, so it's a little bit of a cheat. And here they're playing bowling. Xenomorph, Newt, and Ripley. Oh, and Bishop. Bishop? Did I say Bishop? I think I pronounced it wrong. And I don't know who these two are. I can't remember it well enough. Some snacks on the table. Some bowling balls. I wonder if he can do the thing where you put the finger in the hole. I can't actually do that because whenever I bowl, which I am terrible at, by the way, if I put my finger in, I don't even know if you're meant to do that, but I don't know, but I can't throw the ball because I just go with it. Like, it doesn't come out. Does that make sense? Am I the only person? Maybe you're not meant to do that, but anyway. So here he is crying acidic tears because his eyes are watering from chopping the onion, which I totally empathise with. I hate that so bad. I have to run away from the onion and like sniff really loudly to like stop tears coming, because once they start I can't get them to stop. Even when you fry them, even when they're in the pan, it's still like crazy tears coming out everywhere. Okay, next up, he's asking the soldiers to hold the elevator for him and they don't, and he's all sad. Why did they not hold the elevator for him? I guess he would have been a little bit, it would have been a little bit squashed with him in there too. I keep calling it him, but I think it's probably a her. So he's at a game. It's at a game. Is this baseball? I don't know sport, especially American sport, but he's got a flag, a foam finger, a baseball cap, hot dog and popcorn. All of the traditional things, and he's sitting on the little benches. Are these called bleachers or is that something else? I don't know. And he's feeding his fish, and there's a little wreckage, a little shipwreck. I believe that's what that is. Shipwreck. So he's using his little mouth to put up the star on the top of the tree because he can't quite reach. That's really cute. And he's wearing a hat, so that's where a hat would go. I didn't know if it would maybe go on the back here. So he's preparing for Christmas. You might be able to hear Porg in the background snoring. She's on the bed. I never like to move her, but I can hear her snoring from time to time. Hopefully it's not too disturbing for you guys. So what's this? Spraying an egg. I don't know why there's a tentacle coming out of the egg, because you'd think these would be not human eggs, like because he's on Earth, you'd think it would be chicken eggs, but maybe he's frying his own babies. That's a disturbing thought, isn't it? Doesn't even look like, it's like a face hugger, but the eggs are sore. I don't know. Maybe that one wasn't thought through all of the way. Playing a little kind of jump rope game with Newt, which is really, really sweet. And then cleaning up the bath. Is that a bath? What is that? Some kind of tub. And he's cleaning up some blood. Okay. It's kind of ominous after playing with Newt. Maybe he played a little... Oh, I spat on the page. I'm so relaxing, you guys. So, where were we? Oh yes, cleaning up the evidence. And next, he's playing the familiar game where you try to put the knife in between your fingers. I feel like that's something you play when you're young and stupid, or showing off. And he's caught his finger, and now he's crying because he stabbed himself. So what's this? A pinata of a soldier, and he's hitting it. I wonder if he could cheat by putting out his tongue. He can just see where it is, or maybe his tongue has a tiny little blindfold on too. Home, sweet home. So he's hanging a little decoration in his house, and here he's sitting and studying up on the Nostromo. Looks like he's sitting in a spaceship, unless he has these kind of chairs at home. He's got his reading glasses on, of course. Playing another game. This time it's like a whack-a-mole type game called Whack-a-Grunt. Pow, bump. That looks like a real soldier too. And he doesn't look happy about doing it. Taking his face hugger for a little walk. And he's on his phone. Surfing Instagram. Oh, it's Halloween, so it's off trick-or-treating with what looks like Newt as well. And obviously it doesn't need to get dressed up because it already has a built-in costume here on Earth. So here he is on holiday. Hey, it must be a boy, I guess, because, you know, the beach attire. It's not in a bikini or any kind of, there's no upper chest area, you know. So maybe I was right all along. Who knows? Has his little flip-flops and sunglasses and looks very, very strange sunburnt. And also, why the belly button? Because surely he came from an egg. But I'm just picking holes, I'm just playing. I do love this book. I think it's really cute. I think it's so colourful and so funny for a kid. Like if your child is able to kind of understand a little bit more, it'd be really like entertaining for them. And if not, they can just look at the pictures and see the colours. But it'd be also a really good coffee table book. I say that I think every single time. But I think if I had all of my geeky books on the coffee table, it would just crumble from the weight. Because I just have so many now. But here he is playing Space Invaders, ironically. And Ripley's in the suit. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a forklift kind of suit, and she's picking up the sofa so that the xenomorph can hoover under it. Do you guys hoover under your sofas? I have like the hoover where you can lay it flat and just get under the sofa, so I don't need to pick up my sofa. I can just kind of wing it, get all those spiders out. So he's having a motivational donut there because that will help him run on the treadmill. Might have to try that. I really hate exercise, but I really need to do more of it. So maybe that's a good idea, just run for the donut. We've got Ripley in a little rubber ring, and the xenomorph is under the water with a fake shark fin, so she's a little bit worried about it. I love the colour of the water, it's so green. Usually you see water as blue, but I suppose because of the sky, they have a nice green water with the bubbles. Okay, so the alien and the facehugger are watching Attack on Earth. This looks like a pretty retro TV set considering he was on a mobile phone a few pages back. So here he is visiting the doctor, and the doctor is prescribing acid reflux rescue. Wouldn't that kill him? Wouldn't that just like be antivenom to him? Oh well. Oh, relief. Anti-reflux. Acid reflux relief. Oh my goodness. Can't read. I don't have my glasses on right now. Happy Mother's Day. Oh, and it's Mother, the ship, the computer, the ship. You know what I mean. And funnily enough, it is actually Mother's Day today for me here in the UK. So it's really cool. So here he is mowing the grass or the lawn, and with one of those drinks where you can have it on your hat and drink it from a straw. That's really cool. Here he is finding the doll's body for Newt, and I have no idea why they're in water. Maybe there's a flood, or maybe they're in like the basement and the basement's flooded. Very strange, but that's very sweet. Here he's trying his hand at a painting, and it's like a classic, but with a face hugger. I like how he can hold all of his paintbrushes in his tail. playing golf and hitting the golf balls out into space. Good way to work on your, what's it called, your tee? What's it called, like working on your form before you actually try and aim, just working on your swing? I don't know. Outdoor danger. And this is really good. So he's been to a Comic-Con, Swag Con, and his cosplay was as the Predator. And that's really clever and really funny, and I love it. Once when I went to HorrorCon in the UK, I got fake proposed to by a predator because I was wearing a wedding dress that was like super ripped and dirty and had blood all over it, so I was kind of like a kind of damsel in distress, I guess. And waiting in the queue to get in, the predator was walking. I was like, please don't come up to me, please don't come up to me. And he came over and everybody was looking, and he like went down on one knee pretending to propose. I was so embarrassed. It was amazing, but and the person I was with took loads of photos, but I was like dying inside. I'm not very I don't like attention on me very much. I blush. Like I really, really blush super easily, even just talking to people. But that's another story. So he's taking his little egg out in the pushchair in the pram, and what is this? Whaling Yutani Moving Company, building better movers. Welcome to Hadley's Hope, a mostly nice place to live. Mostly. Established 2179, population 158. So he's moving house, I guess. Can you see how it's like a deceptively long book? Because if you look, we've done maybe like just over half, maybe 2/3, and there's still quite a bit to go. So hopefully you're either sleeping already and the ads don't wake you up at the end. I hate that so much, especially with videos that are quiet, because my microphone's like £3 or £4 in value. My videos are kind of quiet, and I hate that when you turn the volume up and you have your headphones in and you're drifting off to sleep, and then the advert's like, do you suffer from blah blah blah? Like the mini heart attack that you get. But I hope that doesn't happen to you tonight. I'm sending positive messages that you just sleep. So here he is with the face hugger, and they are toasting some sausages, I guess. Yeah. Okay. And he's dressing up as a clown. I don't know if this means that the end of his tail is a nose. Maybe he can use it to scent things. But he's making a balloon animal for Newt. That rhymes. And here he is with Jonesy, and he's doing the bread cat trend. Poor Jonesy, looks so fed up. And there is the familiar picture from the front, from on the cover, and he's feeding Jonesy some kibbles or cat food, cat treats. What's this? So he's sneaking into the room full of eggs, and he steps on a twig that snaps. He's like, oh damn. And then all of the facehuggers come out. What does that mean? What would that mean for him, I wonder? Interesting to think about. So, grocery shopping, or food shopping, as we call it here. We don't really say grocery, but doing the food shop, as we would say. What is Aspen beer? I didn't get the reference. I'd have to watch the film again, because I don't know. I can't think. Getting ready for some kind of meeting or job interview, looking all smart, combing his hair, and then his little mouth comes out and breaks the mirror. Don't you just hate when that happens? That is so creepy. Why is that the scariest bit? Even that, oh, the whole thing is kind of just creepy. But he's having a nice spa treatment aboard the ship, it looks like. He's got the cucumbers and the face mask. Whoever thought of this stuff? It's a genius. Oh, the laundry hanging out. So you've got Ripley's suit, you've got where the chest, where the face hugger thing burst out of his chest. You'd think the blood would have come out. They obviously don't use like the good fabric, what's it called, laundry detergent. And here we've got the pizza delivery man. Beware of face hugger. Oh no, he wasn't bewaring enough. Oh dear. So here he is doing some limbo. Who is this? I don't know who that is. I guess it's another character, maybe one of the names on the bowling scoreboard that I didn't recognise. Having a very risky game of hide and seek. Beep, beep, beep. And he's dressed as a lamp, or he's trying to hide as a lamp, disguise himself. So it's got a mint choc chip ice cream, and the little head came out to eat some and knocked it up onto the floor, which is really sad. But I suppose he could probably eat it off the floor. I don't think it would do him any harm. He's pretty robust. I could just pick it right back up. Bit of band practice with Ripley. That's cool. And then we've got him in the classic top hat with the cane, which reminds me of that film. And he's putting the... Oh, that's so sinister. Oh no. So, to drift off to sleep, he imagines sheep with face huggers on them, as you would if you were an animal. At least it looks like he's having a good sleep. Okay, we've got him having some water, and there's a face hugger in the water cooler. Ironing a space suit, getting those wrinkles out. In the cinema, eating some popcorn with Ripley and Newt, and they look scared of whatever film they're watching. Got like a large Coke or something. I just imagine it's Coke, because that's what you'd have, isn't it? Singing in the shower. I didn't think that towel's going to be big enough somehow. Even the shower isn't big enough. Dropping Newt off at the school bus, and she doesn't want to leave. And doing some dusting, but having a little sneeze. And it's blown a hole in the wall, so he just fixes it by putting up the picture of the egg to disguise the hole. I guess the saliva must be acidic then. I thought it was just the blood, but I suppose it's like just their bodily fluids. Reading a bedtime story. I can't read what that says. Bedtime stories. To Ripley and Jonesy in the cryo, what is it, like a stasis unit. And then taking his pets to the vets. Jonesy and Mr. Huggles. Mr. Face Huggles. And it's just a few pages left. He's cleaning his tank. Maybe it is a woman. Maybe before they were just on a topless beach, because right now he's definitely wearing a bikini. him placing a rose on the grave of H.R. Geiger, 1940 to 2014. I believe that's the guy who came up with like the concept of the xenomorph. Like, didn't he do illustrations, like drawings of all the weird and crazy aliens? I might be wrong, but I think he came up with the original kind of concept art, I suppose, the pictures of xenomorph, and then the movie was created using that kind of model for the xenomorph. And then we're at the photo booth, which we saw the pictures of at the beginning. So they're having a good smile, including this guy, then pretending to be like dead, and then he's licking her. But then if his saliva was acidic, she would not be smiling right now. Maybe his saliva isn't acidic. I don't know. I guess if you poke enough holes, you can always find something. Just like it's a waffle. Praise for this book. And it's like made up praise from all of the, I think it's quotes from the movie actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure these are quotes from the movie. Maybe. Anyway, that's it. That's all of it. Dedication and about the author. And then back to the photo booth pictures. I thought that was really, really cute. I think that just having pictures was a really good idea because it didn't really show you a story. Oh, sorry. It just showed you the day-to-day kind of life. And they're really vivid and really imaginative and humorous. They're very funny. What did you guys think? I think that I am down to about one book that I have left to show you, and then it's gonna maybe be some other things for a while. Thank you so much for your comments. I've had some really, really sweet comments recently. It never seems like enough when I write a reply because I tend to be repeating myself, just saying like, oh, thank you so much, and it doesn't seem enough because every single comment that I get makes me so happy, and so like it makes my stomach go over, if that makes sense, like when you're excited. And they're just so sweet, and you guys don't have to take the time to do that, so just know that I really, really appreciate that. If you've got to the end of this video, I should probably say things like that at the beginning. But so that was Alien Next Door, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you really soon.